want to show you how to deal with Behringer's Deepmind. It's not a simple patch idea series, it's more like synthesis process lesson, where I'm going to show you different approaches creating sounds with Deepmind. Most of those sounds will be very plain and simple in their foundations, as in my opinion it's really easy to add crazy modulations to existing patches, while at the same time it's harder to create good sounding overall purpose sounds. Most of those will be really easy to adjust and fine-tune to your needs. But before we get started, let's talk about a few things that will make our lives easier. Noise, effects section and gain staging. I heard some complaints about how noisy Deepmind is, and I have to say that it might come from errors in creating patches. I found many mistakes in user patches you can find online and also in many commercial preset packs and in some factory presets as well. Some of them are really noisy and you can reduce that noise with little or no effect on the actual sound with few simple steps. First thing is effects section. There are some effects that add some additional noise or modulate existing one, like distortion, compressors, EQs, phasers, flangers, choruses. On many patches I found, for example, that high shelf gain on EQ is added while the sound itself is hard filtered, and that shelf has little or no effect on the actual sound, while it increases noise audible. Double check what your effects does and how much noise it adds related to the changes to the sound of the patch. Another thing is phase cancellation and noise adding that happen when your chain is not 100% overall wet when using send mode in the FX chain setting. When you have no intention to do that for some reason, make sure that no dry signal comes through the FX chain in that mode. That is even more important when you are using parallel chain settings. Last thing is gain staging, which is the process of adding gain to the signal at several stages in the signal flow. What I found is that the most noisy place to add gain is FX section, then VCA, then volume knob. First, go fully clockwise on the volume, then go maximum on the VCA. Then, if you put FX section in insert mode, reduce gain of output effects to desirable level. When in send mode, you might need to reduce gain on the VCA, as you can't reduce gain on the effects that way. And again, make sure that you are not passing dry signal through effects in send mode. An example with just one effect, let's say reverb, would be put reverb 100% wet and adjust gain instead of maximum gain and lower mix setting. That way you will just add digital reverb to your analog sound instead of multiply analog and digital dry signal, doubling the noise in the process and adding some phase cancellation effect as well. Last thing you could try is modulating effects gain with the envelope generator. If you have, for example, short decay, short release, lead sound with heavy distortion, just set the effects output gain to 0, then on the modulation matrix, add as a source envelope 1 and FX4 gain as a target and set amount to taste. Let me show you how to do that. So, modulation matrix, and now we are adding the VCA, envelope 1 as source, FX4 as a destination, adjust depth to taste, and lower here. This way there will be no static noise generated by the distortion when you are not playing, and when you do, it will be choked by the actual sound. But let me show you real quick how the gain staging works. I've created already 2 example patches. First one is maximum VCA with lowered gain on the FX chain, And the second one is the opposite. It's a minimum VCA with maximum gain here. And both of those patches sounds pretty comparable in overall gain, but just listen to the noise. Here, this is a maximum VCA, and here's a minimum VCA and maximum gain on the effects. Again. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, let's try to create some nasty basses.